Hi everyone, let's cover my Elliott wave scenarios on Bitcoin, and at the end of the video I will also explain how I currently approach the market. Starting with the double zigzag at WXY to the downside, currently working on an ABC in wave Y. Common target for Y is 64k to 50.2k, and what is nice about a WXY double zigzag is that after Y you look for price to move up and take out the all-time high. If we look at some areas of support, we currently find support on the box at 76k, but if we do lose that area, the next support box to the downside here is 67.7k to 68.9k. Can be interesting to finish, for example, wave A of an ABC in Y. And inside wave Y, we also have some additional support, as you can see, but that is only really relevant if we take out 68k. Another area of support, which I suppose is quite obvious, is a simple support resistance flip with the previous range. Golden pocket is also here, taken from the 49k low to the all-time high, which gives you a golden pocket between 72k and 69.5k. Now for this wave Y, we then need an impulse to the downside, wave A. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, then what you want to see here is of course a couple of 1-2s, get your wave 3, and then a few wave 4s and wave 5s. Preferably the highest amount of volume sits in your wave 3, and you then grind towards the downside, preferably also reducing the volume for your wave 4s and your wave 5s. Now, of course, it is ideal if eventually you grind to the downside, reaching some of those support levels that I just mentioned for then a bounce, the end of A, and look for your wave B. The invalidation for this scenario is the 0.618 at 80.8k, which arguably at the moment is the most important level on the chart, because this 0.618 invalidates a wave 4 of an impulse to the downside, which then is labeled as a wave A, and it opens the door for a few other possibilities, which I don't really want to highlight in a lot of detail just yet. Let's first wait for the 618 to be touched if it gets touched, but it opens the door for a potential of a diagonal here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alternatively, you can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you look for a bigger move towards the upside. It just depends on the reaction that we then get here at 83.3k to 84k. Nice area of resistance. And of course, this scenario preferably touches the 618. So this is a bigger diagonal. You have a potential flat W, A, B, C in wave X and then wave Y. A flat is a more common structure in a wave X than a triangle. A flat appears in 57% of the cases, a triangle in 6% of the cases, as per the data of Rich Swennell, which some of the data is quite shit, but some of the data is quite representative with what we see in real life in a chart, let's say. So at least something to consider, but also here we then need an impulse up. So you want to see the 618 touched. And finally, your most bullish scenario would be WXY ABCW running flat in X, ABC in wave Y, which is most bullish, and then you look for continuation to the upside. But then again, let's first wait for the 618 to be touched. It at least opens the possibility for price to then possibly create a bigger bounce towards the upside, keeping in mind these three scenarios, which I will then highlight in a bit more detail. We also have some news this week on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All of the times are Central European time zone, so make sure you trade safe. And if we then look at my personal approach to the current price section, then over here, price locally moved to the downside impulsively, right? We are at 76k support. I am not too interested generally to trade wave 4s, 5s. Usually, of course, I like to enter in the 1-2s, trade to 3, and then slowly exit in the wave 4s and the wave 5s. I'm only interested to trade short for wave 4s and wave 5s, so a grind to the downside if we get a very clear wave 4, which at the moment locally we don't yet have, so I remain very patient. And also, I am generally not involved with the market during the weekend, and a big portion of the move, of course, already happened by the time Monday morning hit in my case, so I just remain patient. Now, that is also why I have point 2 and 3 Number 2 is wait for potentially 4 5s. If we get them into support, aim for a move towards the upside, which then is a wave B. Keep an eye on 72K to 68K for potential bounce. And number 3 is get an impulse to the upside, a 5-wave structure, touch the 618, eventually wait for a 3-wave retracement whenever that one comes, and then that gives a potential long opportunity after a 5-wave impulse, a 3-wave correction. You look for price to at least take out this high. And this structure can then either become your diagonal wave 4, of course, impulse, correction, another impulse, wave 4, look for 5. If it is very strong and you pass resistance, potential for a continuation, which also, of course, then is the same in the flat, up, correction, up, then wave 4 and 5. So it's a bigger move towards the upside, but the beginning is exactly the same. It all starts with an impulse and then a 3-wave corrective structure. And of course, the same in your most bullish scenario. So let's see what we get on the chart, shall we? I hope that this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the CVD indicator video, the best indicator out there in my opinion, or the Elliott Wave educational playlist to help you understand more about Elliott Waves. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and I hope to see you at the next one. Bye-bye.